It's just about 8. So.
I know, and I've got a few minutes. Radhe Radhe, is it on?
It's on.
Hare Krishna.
I don't see anyone yet. You're going to have to ask where you left off.
This just died on me.
What's happening?
Is it not working at all?
It's live.
Radhe Radhe, Hare Krishna. Is anyone there? Please say something, write something.
Okay, Balabhadra, I see. Okay, it's starting.
Haribol.
Give it some time.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Bonus?
Huh?
You ended on bonus?
Did I say bonus?
I don't know. He said bonus?
No, he gets a bonus for being first. Yes.
No, you get a burpee.
And a samosa.
Okay, just give it a couple minutes. They're coming back.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What was the last thing that you heard me say? Anyway, I do have it here. Did you hear the story with Sanatana Gosvāmī and the touchstone?
I did.
There?
Yeah.
No, from your computer.
I told you my computer. I was cleaning my computer.
Right.
No. No, this is a bonus class? Yay.
This is the continuation. It's almost finished. Okay, Nandava Pranam, please forgive us.
No,
I don't understand what's happening or why this happens. All I know is that this I was using to see, and this one died on me. So, Srila Bhaktivedānta Saraswati Prabhupada is speaking about his own condition, where he was feeling proud of his knowledge, his learning, his morality, his truthfulness, his extreme deep understanding of everything that there is to understand. He was quite well versed in everything. And he said, by the association of Srila Gaura Kishora Babaji Maharaj, I understood my actual position. So he concluded that Srila Gaura Kishora Babaji Maharaj was either extremely merciful or extremely proud. And I was telling that sometimes you don't understand when you meet someone like that. Srila Gaura Kishora Babaji Maharaj actually told him that you should take everything, all of your knowledge, everything that you've learned, everything that you think is valuable in terms of all of that knowledge, and throw it in the ocean and then come back. So Srila Bhaktivedānta Saraswati Prabhu, this is quite shocking to hear, this is my identity. And my guru is telling me everything that I valued so much is absolutely useless when it comes to the path of bhakti. And what is the proof of that? Krishna bhakti rasabhavitamati kriyatam yadikatopi labhyate tatra loyam apimulyam ekalam janma koti shukritarna labhyate. Millions of lifetimes of doing good things. Janma koti shukritar, of attaining all kinds of good merits in this world, giving to the poor, educating people, building hospitals, free this, free that, giving clothes and blankets and whatever, what have you. All of these things, they cannot and they are not qualified or capable of awakening the taste for Krishna Bhakti Rasa in one's heart. What is the qualification? The root qualification? Tatra lolyam apimulyam ekalam. The only root qualification for it is the intense, greedy desire to have it. And where does that intense, greedy desire come from? Or how is it awakened? In the association of those who are actually burning for that. Who has that greed? Who has that intense desire to serve Krishna? By coming close to them, then that desire can be kindled, can be awakened. And bhakti comes from bhakti. So Srila Bhaktivedānta Saraswati Prabhupada tells us what process he took. Thereafter, I took shelter of the Supreme Lord with humility. By the Lord's mercy, I realized that without the service and mercy of such an akinchana, akinchan means he doesn't have anything. He doesn't need anything of this world. If I don't receive the mercy, and if I'm not able to serve such a personality, I could not achieve spiritual success. When I developed that good intelligence, I received the shelter and unlimited mercy of my spiritual master, and my life became successful. It is said that he recited the words of Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur. Karuna na hoile, kandya kandya, prana na rakhibo ar. Without your mercy, weeping and weeping, I will have no reason to maintain my life. I will give it up immediately. In fact, it was Bhaktivedānta Thakur who petitioned on his behalf. Gaura Babaji Mahārāja was not accepting disciples. So many claimed to be his disciples, but he wasn't. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he was in such a desperate situation to receive the mercy of Srila Gaura Babaji Mahārāja. Finally, Bhaktivedānta Thakur petitioned on his behalf. Look at this poor boy. Please be merciful to him. So petitioning on his behalf, this is really our hope. Like we were at Sudevi Kund yesterday, she petitioned on behalf of Indra. So we hope that Vaishnavas will petition on our behalf. This is why it's so important to come close to Vaishnavas who are connected. It's about who you know, how well you know them, and the sincerity in your heart. So mamata is there, seva is there, sambandha is there, sincerity is there. All of these qualities together bring about, and that connected person, they petition on our behalf, as Bhaktivedānta Thakur petitioned on behalf of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. So he said, when I developed that good intelligence, I received the shelter and the unlimited mercy of my spiritual master, and my life became successful. Here I am speaking about that most auspicious personality whom I have realized by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, my own spiritual master. The shock I received from my spiritual master. What shock? The shock that everything that you held valuable in your life, your material life, is utterly useless when it comes to developing praying for Radha and Krishna. The shock I received from him made me realize that unless people are similarly shocked, they will not come to their senses. So we've seen in the preaching of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada how he also was so cutting, powerful, and shocking because something is required to wake up the jiva. We have been bound in this material world since time without beginning, doing the same thing we've done before. Unash charvata charvananam, chewing again and again that thing that we have already chewed before. We're just like a broken record, skipping. We just keep doing it again and again. That's called samsara. How do you awaken someone from samsara? Shock value. Shock was necessary to wake him from that situation. Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj said to one devotee, "Oh my God, you are so in debt, you are so dense that even the thunderbolt of Indra cannot wake you." He said, even many strikes of the thunderbolt of Indra, they're not able to wake you. You require so many. How dense we are. So difficult to wake up even one jiva. So, Srila Gaura Babaji Maharaj was also so humble that he actually had a will. You know what his will was? When I depart from this world, I want that my body is dragged through the dust of Navadvip. He actually wanted a rope tied around his body, and that his body would be dragged through the dust of Navadvip so that it would be smeared in the dust of the feet of all the Vaishnavas. So after he departed, so many Babajis were there, and they wanted to actually follow that instruction. Well, sure enough, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada came and stood there and basically said, no one is touching him. No one is touching his transcendental body. You will only touch it over my dead body. So he was very strong. And they said, who are you? We're Babajis, and it's the right of the Babajis to do the samadhi and follow the ceremonies for the Babajis. You have no position here. It is said that there was even some police or someone who had come at that time, and they said this was his will. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, you don't understand. That was out of his humility that he was saying such a thing, but it is thoroughly improper to actually do such a thing. And then he was saying, anyone who is actually following they can touch his transcendental body. Anyone who has not had any lustful interactions in the last year, or thoughts, in the last 6 months, in the last month, in the last week, in the last 24 hours, you can touch his body. Otherwise, if you do, there will be hell to pay for it. And everyone just backed off. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada made the samadhi for Srila Gaura Kishora Babaji Maharaj. Some time later, the Ganga was threatening the location of the samadhi, and our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, to satisfy the desire of his Gurudev Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, moved the samadhi of Srila Gaura Kishora Babaji Maharaj in one piece. The whole thing, he brought it over to the Mayapur side and then made that samadhi mandir for Srila Gaura Kishora Babaji Maharaj. So Srila Gaura Kishora Babaji Maharaj's glories are unlimited. And only someone like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he said, I realized who he is and what is his glory. Only someone of that nature can really understand. But for our own purification, and with the hope that our Guru Varga may recognize that we're trying in some baby-like way, Gugu Gaga, to spout some words of glorification of their heart's treasure, their Sri Gurudev. We're praying to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and all of those who are in his line, that they will be merciful to us and grant us even a drop of mercy from Srila Gaura Kishora Babaji Maharaj. So now it's late. We will end here. I don't even know if it's still going.
It is.
Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupan Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande,
Hari Bol. And remember, tomorrow we're starting 2 hours early, and we'll make our way around the second part of Govardhan to Radha Kund.
Yes, so unfortunately, the video stopped, and so many devotees who didn't come back on wouldn't be able to see that, so we will have to post.
I posted.
Oh, you did? Okay, Sudevi posted. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
For giving us an opportunity to remember the beautiful teachings of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga, and especially on this day. I know it's a day late for us, but to remember the beautiful lessons and the qualities, the pastimes of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Mahārāja. And also, we cannot express enough to all of you how grateful and indebted we are that daily you give us the opportunity to follow the order of our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. That even after I am no longer on this sphere, I want that you continue traveling and preaching my mission everywhere, inspiring my children, my disciples on my behalf. You're giving us that opportunity to endeavor to serve our Gurudev, so we cannot repay you for that. We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow, 3 o'clock p.m. Vrindavan time. It's 2 hours earlier than usual. We will be continuing our Govardhan Parikrama, ending in Radha Kunda. So please grace us with your presence and your encouragement and your inspiration. We look forward to being with you tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Dandava Pranam, Radhe Radhe, Radha Vino Bihari Ju ki Jai, Sachinandana Gaura Hari
ki Jai. Happy birthday, Bhishma.
Oh yeah, and also Vinodini.
Vinodini, happy birthday, Radhe Radhe. Dandavat Vaishnavas.